Greetings, and welcome back to another episode of The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, the show where I, the curator, discuss my personal favorite show of all time, personal favorite franchise of all time, Doctor Who. And, we're still talking about the Sonics. It's been a very long month for more than just one reason, but we're finally here at the end of it, and here to talk about some more Sonic devices with me are two good friends that I'm going to Sonic bring onto the screen right now. Starting, of course, with Soda. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing all right. Always looking forward to talking some Sonic screwdrivers with you.
Yeah, so much enthusiasm in that opening statement right there. And let's just hope this next person is just as stimulated, Mr. Snark.
Allô, bonjour, comment ça va?
Ah, ça va très bien, toi?
Comme c'est comme ça.
Ah, okay.
Salam alaikum. Hold on, let me just do something right here.
Oh. Yeah.
There we go.
Ah.
Now that fits more in line with the show today.
And that makes you the curator?
The what?
The curator?
Why?
Take a look at your name, curator.
No. Well, shut up.
Never.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that's not even with a Q, but whatever. Now, the two of you have been here for long enough. You know how this is gonna start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, do I ever!
Yeah, birthdays. We've got a couple of interesting ones this week. Of course, we're going from the 24th all the way to the 30th of October. Man, this month just refuses to end for some reason.
Oh.
Anyway, so on the 27th of October, we got, hold on, let me just set this up. John Cleese.
Hey!
I knew that would get your attention.
Coincidentally enough, I did the Kickstarter for the Monty Python role-playing game designed like D&D. I actually got the PDF for the book yesterday. I cannot wait to play that game. But anyways, continue.
Amazing.
So he had a minor cameo in The City of Death as an art fan. But, I mean, it's freaking John Cleese.
Yeah.
Weird that that's his only Doctor Who credit. It's weird. But, hey.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's surprising at who hasn't been in Who.
Yeah, we're so.
I mean that seriously, and I mean that seriously because of how much of a British institution it is.
Yeah, and Monty Python.
Yeah,
like we're so used to. Oh wait, this person was in Doctor Who. This person was in Doctor Who. It's like it's weird that he's the only one of the Monty Python crew that has been.
Yeah, outside of Terry Gilliam, all of them could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was around the same time. So, anyways, c'est la vie, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the 28th, this is where we kind of get into some tragedy realm. We have Ian Marter, who, of course, played several roles in Doctor Who, but, I mean, his biggest and most well-known one is, of course, playing Harry Sullivan.
Yes.
The fourth Doctor companion who traveled with the Doctor and Sarah Jane. And, of course, the reason I say tragedy is because he passed away from a heart attack on his birthday. 41st birthday or 42nd, I can't remember. But, yeah, alone in his home, and they found him like a day or two later. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But while he was still around, he was a massive Doctor Who fan. He was a massive contributor. I mean, he basically wrote most of the early waves of the Doctor Who novelizations of the episodes, and he had a very interesting approach to novelizing all these episodes, and he was a very tragic loss to the franchise. And well, I think right now the only thing left to say is
Harry Sullivan is an imbecile!
Naturally. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
yep. And from one tragic entry on our list to a happier one, also on the 28th, Matt Smith,
That's right.
the
I knew it was
Doctor,
Naturally.
the 11th Doctor,
Yep.
and certainly a Doctor we will be talking about today on today's list and today's episode. And during his tenure, someone also very interesting and influential on the 29th. Apologize if I mispronounced the name. Let me see if I can get this right. Nina Townsend White. This person, right, who of course played Mel's in Let's Kill Hitler, who eventually was revealed to be River's Song, but she also kind of reprised that role in Big Finish on the River Song series. So it's pretty interesting that they I mean, the Big Finish always does wonders with bringing back the characters from the actors from TV. I mean, the lengths that they went through to get some of these actors back is pretty astonishing. You would be surprised. Also on the 29th, Glenn McPherson. He was director of photography for the Paul McGann TV movie in 1996. Also on the 29th, we have the one and only Michael Jaston, who of course played the Valeyard in all the episodes of the Trial of a Time Lord series. And he also then came back and reprised the role on Big Finish multiple times, especially alongside the Sixth Doctor. And also on the 28th, we have Miss Angela McDonough.
McDonough.
It's like one part of the same site says Angela Douglas, and the other one says Angela McDonough. So
one's probably either her acting name or it's her maiden name.
All right. Well, why choose acting name so similar to the original? But whatever. She only has two credits to her name. She was in Battlefield, the last episode of the classic series to feature the Brigadier, and she played Doris, the Brigadier's wife. The character that's been mentioned and referenced in all over the Doctor Who franchise, but it was nice to finally put a seal of approval and to actually confirm the existence of the Brigadier's wife, the lovely Doris. And on the 30th, wrapping up our list, we have Miss Jessica Haynes, who of course played the character of Joan Redfern in the two-parter Human Nature and Family of Blood, the TV version, of course. And she then sort of reprised the role playing the granddaughter of the same character, Verity Newman, in The End of Time, which was David Tennant's final episode as the Doctor. Yeah, to the wonderful list of people we had today, thank you all. We quite literally could not do this without you. Now, before we actually dive into the main topic, there's one other thing I wanted to bring up before we start. Now, normally we try to stick to just the Doctor Who realm, and we very rarely get out of Doctor Who topics on the show, but this is just something that cannot be ignored, I think, because today, well, from my point of view, that is, earlier today, on the 29th of October, we got the news of Matthew Perry passing.
Wow, I'm actually surprised you're bringing that up today.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's like I wasn't going to do it, but it just, especially with you two here, it doesn't feel right not to bring it up.
Well, he was Canadian.
Yeah, and something very, very near and dear to all of our hearts, and especially our good friend Ben. So, like, I can't pass this up. I can't not talk about it. So yeah, of course, he mainly was known as playing the character of Chandler Bing on the iconic sitcom Friends. Of course, he did a lot of other stuff. Personally, the only thing I personally know him outside of Friends is a movie called Serving Sarah. Have any of you guys heard of that?
Yeah, with Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley. I was weirdly enough, I was expecting to be the only one on the planet who's actually seen that movie, but whatever. Turns out there's Matthew Perry fans all around. Now, personal stuff aside about the guy, the man himself aside, he did bring a lot of joy and laughter to all of us as the character of Chandler Bing. And well, as I think I said this on the Benverse chat as soon as I saw it. Could this year be any more worse? Any more? So yeah, that was in honor of him. And would any of you guys like to add something? Do you want a moment of silence or something? Whatever.
I don't know about the moment of silence, but yeah, I mean, when I found out, it was one of those celebrity deaths where I had to do a double take. I'm like, no, I'm reading that wrong. It's Joe Perry from Aerosmith. Nope, it's Matthew Perry. You always knew he was going to be the first to go, but not like that. That's the shitty part.
That's like
a year
what a
sober,
horrible way to go.
Getting his life, he got his life together, was helping people out. Like I just read that he had converted his mansion in Malibu to a home for people with addiction, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, it's a little weird now not knowing that we got no more Shenandoah Bong in the world. But hey, at least we got the Friends reunion before he passed. I was actually just thinking about that this morning. I'm glad we at least got that.
Yeah. And we got 10 seasons of that character to enjoy. And of course, he was in every single episode. Snark?
Yeah, it's a tragedy. That's one of the ones you can say is a tragedy. Only 54 years old. Sad to see. There wasn't he was a successful Canadian actor at a time. There wasn't very many successful Canadian actors, especially on television. Part of one of the most iconic sitcoms you would think of all time, one of the most popular sitcoms.
If Seinfeld hasn't been around,
right?
Yeah.
Not one of my not one of my personal favorites, but that doesn't take anything away from anybody that really loves the show. So, feel bad for his friends and family first of all, and then for his fans as well. And hope he finds some peace wherever he is.
Yeah.
One of the things that was brought up today that I never really thought about, but it's interesting. It's just like his portrayal of Chandler Bing introduce a way of talking to the world, and like you did it earlier, could this be any more depressing? Like he brought that into the lexicon. He completely created an entire comedic delivery.
Revolutionized
comedic
delivery. Yeah. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Yeah, right.
A woman literally passed through me. You know what? This just reminds me. It's kind of morbid, but someone a couple of years ago actually did a fan episode of Chandler dying.
No.
It was on YouTube. You reused clips from different episodes. Kind of puts a different context on the whole thing. But you know what? We're not here to talk about death. Plenty of that going around, especially these days. So let's move on to something a bit more uplifting. Sonics. And not of the hedgehog variety, of the Doctor Who variety. And I'm gonna, hopefully, this is the right one. I've got a couple of tabs open here. Hold on. Yep, there it is. So this is the tier list we've got for today. For some reason, I couldn't come up with any spiffy names for any of the tiers. Do any of you guys want to help me out here?
Oh,
I was kind of at a loss for words.
Well, A has to be Allons-y.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem Sonic-y to me.
Yeah, this isn't if you're just leaving it in that context, yes, that is hard.
You see why I couldn't find any names? First of all, let's just start with the obvious. Do you think 5 tiers is enough?
I think 5 tiers is good. Well,
really?
how many are there on there?
Not including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
25 maybe?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, plus another 9.
So 26.
26.
Okay, so I would then in that case I would eliminate D.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna do. So there we go. But what about the names though?
Well, okay, S, supersonic.
I applaud your Sonic the Hedgehog reference, sir.
There is also a former NBA team called the Supersonics, but I digress.
Well, I didn't know that.
Also speed.
Thank you for trampling all over my bad joke.
C for celery.
All right. I can jive with that.
I was just going to start rhyming things with Sonic, like hydroponic or gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah.
I think for joke's sake and to keep it in the realm of Doctor Who, I think C tier should be wearable technology.
Sure.
All right.
And I think the A tier should just be, I love my Sonic screwdriver because that's what the 10th Doctor said after he burned it out in Smith and Jones.
I love my Sonic.
I'm going to make this bigger.
There we go. We've got some names. So how about we get to ranking them? Now, of course, again, just ignore this one. I accidentally uploaded the same Sonic twice.
Okay.
Happens more often than you think whenever I do these tier ranking lists. But
oh boy.
Now we're going to show pictures here from both the TV show itself and actual toy props, just to show the different sides and different angles of all these devices. And of course, we're starting off with the first one, which is just this. It's a pen torch.
Weird looking pen thingy.
Yeah, it's again, you and I we talked about this during the episode we did. They weren't really thinking that far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. It was like, it's another one of those random gadgets that the Doctor introduces and never gets brought up again, except it did. So it was before the time where they decided to actually put effort into designing the Sonic screwdriver. So this is gotta go in the bottom tier, even though it was the first one.
Yeah, it's definitely
100%.
Yeah, so it's definitely a celery.
Yeah.
I'm glad that on the first one at least we're in complete agreement, the three of us.
All right.
And speaking of three, see what I did there?
Yeah.
The third Doctor's Sonic screwdriver. This is where they actually started to put effort into designing these types of gadgets. I gotta say, I think Soda, you said you didn't much care for it.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like the spring.
The yellow. Like the yellow is just too much of an eyesore for me.
To me, it's not so much the yellow. It's the emphasis on the making it look like a spring, because that's kind of how it was operated. Like if I can just compare with the one I have, yeah, it's just like you lower the. Hold on. Give me a second. Just see.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Oh boy.
So I think the springy look for it actually makes sense, design-wise. But yeah, I mean, it's the.
It looks like one of those things a doctor uses to look down your throat.
Because it's a doc. Because he's the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of detracts from it.
What is it? Stethoscope? What are they called? I can't remember.
No. That's what is that
Guys,
called anyway?
Not a doctor.
Clearly, not a doctor.
Guys, not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. I'm dead. It's a.
Only play one on TV.
Well,
What? Now, again, I think what you said, that it looks like a doctor's thing, kind of. That's where it kind of loses for me. It looks a little less sci-fi-ish, in my opinion. It definitely looks, in more ways than one, more flat than some of the next ones we're going to talk about. So, where do you put this one?
I think it's personally, I do think it's better than the last one. So I would at least
Clearly.
wearable technology. That's where I'm going to put it for me.
Well, I don't like to say a bad word about the third Doctor.
So don't.
I'm not. I'm going to say I love my sonic screwdriver. That's where I'd have him.
I was going to go the same. So let's put it right here at the bottom of the 18.
For now.
I'm outvoted. I knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen a lot.
Get used to it.
Okay with it.
You don't run this show.
Oh my gosh.
Now, not so different from that one is the one that I'm actually currently using right now. The fourth Doctor one, which in many ways was a reprint. Now, of course, this model was introduced during the third Doctor's tenure, but it's mostly recognizable as the fourth one. Now, of course, we're not going to talk about every minute variation for the sonic screwdriver because, I mean, just look at this picture right here. The first one on the left is the third one specifically, but the other three are just, recolorations.
The last one, you can check your reflexes.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, the last one is the eighth Doctor, so we're not really going to look at that one, but I mean, they slightly changed the two middle ones. They were both from the third Doctor to the fifth Doctor, but it's such a minor detail that it barely even is worth mentioning. But the design itself, I think this one actually looks a little more sleek than the more stompy look of this one. And I think
I'd say more basic. It looks more basic to me. The other one has more pizzazz
because of the extra coloring. This one's a bit more monochrome. I admit that. I personally think it looks better than the third one, the third Doctor's one. You think it looks less? Soda, would you care to
I do think it looks better just because, like I said, it doesn't. It's nice and simple, as opposed to what we're going to get on later on.
Definitely, yeah.
And if I'm being 100% honest, and when I think of a sonic screwdriver from like the classic era, it's one that looks like this.
Yeah, because it lasted the longest.
Yeah,
almost 10 years. Actually, scratch that. It was 9 years. So yeah. So putting it slightly above the third one.
Fine.
All right. Don't try not to sound too enthusiastic. But yeah, we talked about it in this picture right here. The eighth Doctor sonic screwdriver. Very limited screen time, but you can see what they were going for here. I mean, the Doctor hasn't been with a sonic screwdriver for over a decade now, so this was their attempt of bringing it back.
Then why change it up, right?
Yeah, but the change is so minor that why even bother? Why not just make a new design completely? I mean, if you notice, the only major change is that they changed the bulging part at the top. Instead of pointing backwards, it's pointing forward. And then just flipped the colors and added that orange line at the bottom. Other than that, it just looks a bit more silvery and more metallic, and that's it.
I don't know which one I prefer. Which way I prefer, if I'm being honest.
I prefer the fourth Doctor's to that one.
Right. I mean, again, I can see where they were going for. I just wish it slightly looked different, because I mean, if you look at some of the modern screwdrivers, there is some similarity with them, but for the most part, they almost look nothing alike. So that's what I like when designing new variations of the same gadget. So would you say this is below the third Doctor?
I would say that. Yeah.
Would you go for wearable technology or still here?
I think with the difference being so slight between the two, I don't think you could put it at wearable technology and not the other one.
Yeah, I would have it on I love my sonic screwdriver, but below Pertwee.
All right. Pertwee. Cool. Well, yeah. This is where I just got outvoted.
There you go. Now it's all fair.
It was bound to happen one time at some point.
And no. Now we're waiting for Snot to get outvoted.
Yeah, that's right. Oh wait, I already did get outvoted.
When?
I would have
Oh,
had.
yeah, the third Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all
Yeah,
good.
so we're even.
we're all on par.
We're good.
And jumping ahead to the modern series, we have my first introduction to a sonic screwdriver, which is the 10th Doctor. Well, technically the 9th Doctor, but it's more recognizable as the 10th Doctor's sonic screwdriver because he uses it more often. This, to me, is what a sonic screwdriver should look like.
Mhm.
Like, again, you could argue different designs and whatnot, but the basic general idea, this looks sci-fi-ish to me. This looks like a device that can do stuff beyond what its namesake suggests.
Sonic. And that's
And it's very
said in
Sonic,
the
yeah.
episode. If you said in the episode, that's the exact toy I have somewhere over there.
It has
I
a
was
drill
kinda-
bit in it.
Hoping you to bring those toys out, but
Well, I've got the 11. I just don't know where I put 10s.
well, don't worry about it. So yeah, and another interesting addition that they also added the light effect because it wasn't there for any of the classic ones, and in some episodes it also has the CGI visual, a tiny visual effect that we talked about in one of the episodes. So yeah, I mean, again, this to me, it might not be the top of the top, but this to me is what a sonic screwdriver should look like. This to me is an S tier design for a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, once again, we are all in agreement. So we've got 2 full agreements and 1 where each of us gets outvoted.
Definitely be a few on here where we're all going to be in agreement for sure. This one, and we know what's next.
Yep, it's this one, the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver. Definitely a lot bigger, and as the 10th Doctor said, probably compensating for something. Hint, hint, because
Oh boy! Oh brother!
Funny enough, the same toy again.
Well, we're just lucky like that, I guess.
Yeah.
This one definitely has a lot more pictures. I also have a toy of this sonic screwdriver, but different from the one that you have. This one's an actual screwdriver. Like the bottom half is metallic, and it's got the heads of a screwdriver that you can actually screw stuff. Yeah. And I actually did use it. What?
I was saying for Snark, and the toy one that we had earlier for 10, that one had there's 2 ends for it. One's a regular pen end, and the other one is invisible ink that the light brings out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. A little gadgety. It's gadgety.
Just like the Doctor. Now, I did use that particular toy that I had during my military service, and it actually served me during the war that I served in. So as a freaking screwdriver, because of course I was a tank mechanic, so naturally I would have a screwdriver of sorts on my person. But yeah, here's some more pictures from the TV show, and of course, we cannot bring up this sonic screwdriver without bringing this up. At the sonic measuring contest. But design-wise, what do we think of it? Definitely a lot more bulkier. It does have the extra feature of opening up. I do feel it gets overused a lot during the 11th Doctor's era. But
clearly I love it because, as we all know, I have it tattooed on my arm there. But I would say it is supersonic tier, however, below 10s.
Really? I actually thought we were going to argue on that point.
No, because I am in agreement of something you said when we were discussing hit 10s. It is what a sonic screwdriver should look like. To me, it is the perfect sonic screwdriver.
This, though?
This is a good one. This is a great one, but just like it's a little too much sometimes,
Well, considering another screwdriver we're going to talk about in just a minute. Yes, but I don't know. I mean, I prefer the 10th Doctor's overall screwdriver, TARDIS, Doctor, everything, companions, everything. It's just I don't know. But again, since we only have 2 in the S tier now, it's kind of hard to measure the 2 up. So,
Yeah.
Snark, what do you say? Do you agree with us?
Of course, it has to go in the S tier.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I would put it behind the 9th Doctors for sure.
Cool.
/ 10th.
Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah.
It's kind of both at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, in between 2 Doctors, we also got the War Doctor, which was sort of a return to form of the original Screwdriver, the classic ones. And I told this to Soda. I love this shot right here, despite Clara being in it, of just having the actual the way he's holding it is like the classic series, but the screwdriver function itself is like the modern series. So it's the perfect merger between the 2. Like, hold on, if we could see.
First time I've ever noticed the square part on the bottom.
The what?
On the bottom of his. That.
Oh yeah.
First time I've ever noticed it.
It's not very square. It's a circular thing. It's a cylindrical thing.
I could see like an edge on there. I thought.
Yeah, or it might be just the. Oh, okay. It's probably just
there
the
you go.
shadow then.
Yeah.
Okay, the shadow made it look more square. But yeah, no, first time I'd ever noticed it.
Well, I mean, noticing new stuff every day. Again, it's got that black line at the bottom, the curvy line at the bottom. It's still on the classic ones, like the one I'm using. So yeah, this is a perfect in-between stage between the classic and the modern. Very much like his TARDIS, because it's got the round things of the classic series and the beginnings of what was going to be the 9th Doctor one. I would have appreciated if they had something that's slightly different, but that's beside the point. We're not talking about the TARDIS, we're talking about the screwdriver. And just like I said, it's like he's holding it like the classic series, but the function of the screwdriver comes from the tip of it as opposed to like this.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I don't like about this toy is I can't use the light button that's up here for when it's sheathed. There's a special one down here. It just makes it look fucking awkward.
You know, the toy prop that I still have. Unfortunately, it doesn't do the sound anymore, which, I mean, it's kind of the whole point of a sonic screwdriver. But back in the day, I could hold it the same way that the Doctor does it, holds it, the sonic screwdriver. Where is it? Maybe I can show. I don't see it on my desk over there. But the problem is the actual button to activate the sound was, if you look at over here, below the white area.
Oh, yeah.
So the only way I could actually properly hold it the way the Doctor holds the sonic screwdriver and use the sound at the same time, I had to put my pinky finger on the tiny bottom button at the bottom.
That's how we're supposed to do it too. Yeah, it's so fucking weird.
Let me see if I can find it. So, what do we think about the War Doctor sonic screwdriver in the meantime while I'm looking?
I think it's another S tier myself because of what you said. It's a perfect in between. It's a really nice combination, and it's also very nice and sleek. And if it wasn't lit up, you might not think twice about it.
Right. I was thinking maybe in the A tier, at the top of the A tier. It's very similar to those early Sonics as well, except this one has a light.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm with Stark on this one. I think this belongs at the top of the A tier because of its over similarity with the other one. So, anyways, I found the sonic screwdriver. You can kind of tell it's worn out from the war.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, here's the actual screwdriver part of it. And here's the button. So I basically had to hold it up like this and put my pinky over here.
Weird.
So yeah, weird trip down memory lane aside, we're putting the War Doctor's Sonic at the top of the A tier.
All right.
There we go. Now, from a sonic screwdriver where the minimalism is what made the design. We'll move on to a screwdriver that some could justifiably argue was overly designed with the 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. Well, at least he finally got his own sonic screwdriver in his final season, so that's something. But this is it. This is it. Now, I like it. I just think there's way too much going on there. Like, it kind of feels like, again, overcompensating for something. It feels like Stephen Moffat tried to overcompensate for the fact that he got rid of sonic screwdriver for an entire season. He tried to compensate by just putting as much stuff on the sonic screwdriver as he possibly could. And the unfortunate thing is we didn't even get to see the screwdriver long enough, in my opinion. Like, I still to this day contend Capaldi had another season in him if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I wish Capaldi had one more season. But, well, too late for that now. We're several Doctors removed.
You can't say that anymore. You can't say that anymore.
That's been doing that just randomly all afternoon. I don't know why.
What has?
You guys haven't heard it?
I heard the sound real quick there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it was like a commercial just randomly starts playing, but there's no commercials up on my TV.
Your house is haunted.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's haunted by the ghost of commercials past.
Oh my gosh. You're going to get the Albert guy pretty soon. That's a Canadian joke.
Oh, yeah.
I assumed as much. But yeah, what do we think about this? Well, clearly you can see where the activation button is in this toy picture. And if you look at the
that's a plus for this one. I will say that.
Yeah. But yeah, another plus, I think, is the entire top section actually lights up and the lights fluctuate between one another while it's sonicking. But other than that, unfortunately, there's not a lot of other positives I could say about this one. And the actual scene where he gets it was pretty awesome and badass. But
yes, I can agree with that.
But yeah, a bit too over the top. Then again, he was kind of a doctor that did certain things over the top.
Yeah.
Case in point, going into a gladiatorial arena, riding on a tank, playing an electric guitar.
That was badass.
In the 12th century. But yeah.
I want to hear what you guys think before I give my...
I wasn't going to put it very high. I would either have put it at the top of wearable technology or at the bottom of I love my sonic screwdriver, actually.
Personally, I put it in between the 8th Doctor and the 3rd Doctor. Because, again, it is wildly different from its predecessors while still looking like a sonic screwdriver. But I think more is less in this instance.
Okay. I'm actually with Snark on the wearable technology. Yeah. That was where I was originally good. That's where I've been thinking about putting it. Yeah.
I think it slightly deserves better than wearable technology. I would be willing to put it at the bottom of I Love My Sonic Screwdriver. If you two would agree.
I think that's democracy in action.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm easy.
Yes, because contrary to popular belief, Israel is still a democracy.
Ooh.
That was a unnecessary shot taken. Moving on, we have the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Now, again, this is the first time that we actually got to see on the show the Doctor making the Sonic Screwdriver themselves.
Yep.
Which, of course, there was always the backlash of she was using the Sonic Screwdriver too much. I mean, hey, it's a major part of her character. She made it herself.
Yep.
From scraps.
Yeah, for
like Tony Stark
or whatever. Huddersfield Steel, is that what she says?
Sheffield Steel.
Sheffield Steel. That's it.
So yeah, of course she's gonna overuse her Sonic Screwdriver because that's like it was such a defining moment for her as a character, even before she had her "I'm the Doctor" moment.
Tim
so
Shaw.
yeah,
Tim
this
Shaw.
is Tim Shaw.
Mhm.
This is right after she made it. I definitely think it's different from all the other sonic screwdrivers beforehand.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily look like what a sonic screwdriver should be, but
Yeah,
then it is.
more alien.
Yeah, it looks more sci-fi than any of the other screwdrivers we had so far. I will say this: I did have this prop toy of the sonic screwdriver. I bought it for a cosplay. That unfortunately I lost it. The screwdriver, not the cosplay. But one thing I will say is a huge plus for this in this screwdriver's favor.
Yeah,
you see the curve on the bottom side of the screwdriver. It fits in your palm perfectly. It's very easy to grip. So I'd say it's a huge plus in this screwdriver's favor.
And I like where the light switches.
Yeah, and again, the light switches all over the screwdriver itself. And of course, this screwdriver actually, unlike some of the other ones, it actually has several different sound effects in the show and in the toy itself. Which again, I can't show you because I lost mine. Maybe I'll get a new one soon. But these are some cool add-ons to sort of distract you from the fact that it's not a traditional sonic screwdriver, and they're not even trying to hide that fact because, again, it's not your traditional sonic screwdriver that usually comes out of the TARDIS, like we've seen previously before. The Doctor made her own by herself on Earth. The only hint of an alien technology was she borrowed technology from the Sten's transport pod and just added technology from Earth. So naturally, it's going to look different. But does that help its case with the ranking that we're doing here? Is what I would ask.
I like it personally, because it's so radically different, but so right. If that makes sense. I'm comfortable near the top of I love my sonic screwdriver.
The top, really?
Like near the top. So anywhere around War and 4.
War and 4.
Yeah, in that ballpark.
And I consider it an S tier sonic screwdriver.
And hey, if I get outvoted again, I'm not gonna be upset.
I mean,
I love how organic it looks and stuff like that too. And yeah, I just always was a fan of it.
Really? And something else I thought of while I was drinking my tea and was letting you talk. Yeah, there was a lot of criticism and backlash of how different it is. Like, why you got to make the sonic screwdriver look so different? Look at the evidence. This is the first female Doctor. It was already going to be different by default. Like the show itself, the face of the show is literally different. So what does it matter if the Sonic itself is different, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't going to go S tier, but I'm willing to go at the top of I Love My Sonic.
Fine.
Which would be right at the middle between what everyone was saying, right?
Which I'm cool with. I'm just quickly looking up to see if I can get her screwdriver and on Amazon. And there is a 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver pizza cutter for $60. The temptation is strong.
Hey man, whatever floats your boat. There is also you can find it's very, very expensive, but either the 11th or the 10th Doctor sonic screwdrivers as universal remotes.
I have seen that, yeah. I've seen the 11th screwdrivers like that.
I've seen the 10th one, and from the YouTube reviews that I've watched, the 10th one was so good. The guy literally took his actual TV remote and smashed it to pieces.
Jeez.
Like that should tell you how good that is.
Yep. And lo and behold, 4 days later, the sonic screwdriver broke.
What?
So lo and behold, 4 days later, the sonic screwdriver broke.
Yep. Whoopsie. And now we're on to the final straight-up Doctor Sonic screwdriver on the list today for the 14th Doctor. Now, strictly speaking, we haven't seen it in use just yet, but we have seen multiple images and promotional pics for it. People already have multiples of this toy prop in their homes, and it's definitely popular. I'll give them that. And I think it borrows some of the best elements from screwdrivers in the past and sort of mishmashes them together into one complete package. Now, I'm not saying it's what makes the screwdriver great, but it fits whatever the hell we're going to get with the 60th anniversary specials. And reminder, at the time of this recording, at the time of this being uploaded, we still haven't seen the 60th anniversary special yet, so we have no idea what to expect with this one. So, but for right now, we're just judging it on looks alone. I'd say it looks good, and I'd say it fits what we've seen and what we know from the specials so far, without actually seeing the specials yet.
I like it. I really do, because it's a great combination of all the screwdrivers you got. Like as you and me talked about, it's got the pattern of the 10th. It's got the springy thingies of 11. It's got the blueness of 12. Only thing
it even has elements from the laser screwdriver.
Yeah. Only thing that's missing though is it doesn't have anything of 13.
Yeah, but I think that's intentional. And I think it's intentional because they don't want anything to be associated with the previous Doctor. It's like a regular thing that they do. I mean, they even changed David Tennant's clothes while he was regenerating from Geordi into David. So like, it's like they're trying to do a complete reboot without doing a complete reboot, sort of thing. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah, I get your drift.
But where do we put this?
Dare I say, just based on looks alone, the bottom of S tier. Dare.
That's a bold dare. You, Snark?
Well, yeah, it looks similar to the two that you have in S tier. Like, there's parts of it that look very similar. Again, I don't know. Just because we haven't seen it.
Yeah, hard to judge when you haven't seen it.
Yeah, here we are trying to rank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's part of being a Doctor Who fan. I'd say.
I'd say putting it in Supersonic would be pretty harsh.
Too bold.
Yeah, that's a little high.
Okay. So I love my Sonic then?
I would think so, but do we put it above other ones that we know just because of what we think this thing is going to be?
I mean,
like, I put it ahead of Capaldi's, and I put it ahead of the Ace Doctors.
I'd put it ahead of 3.
You put it ahead of 3 as well? Yeah. What do you think, 50?
I'm kind of split. I think since we are judging it based on looks alone for most of these,
right?
I think it should go here.
Okay.
But you're saying here. You're saying here.
No, I'm comfortable. I was saying it was above 3. I'm comfortable with it being above 4 as well.
Yeah, I would definitely not have it above the 13th Doctors.
No.
Right. And that's it for the Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver stuff. Now we transitioned into some more obscure realms like the Ice Warriors' sonic weapon, which we've already discussed, are basically just torches glued onto the claw hands that they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you love the effect that it has when they kill people.
Amazing. And they clamp you. They go clamp, and it shoots their little sonic laser.
Soda, you haven't seen these. What do you have to say for these?
I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at.
Whoa.
Let me see if I still have the
I hope you do. I was hoping you did.
I might have deleted it.
Monster.
Hold on. I have it. I have all, and I can't share it. So, Soda, would you help me out here in deleting some of the pictures so I can upload the clips?
Yeah. I'll start from the top.
It's worth it. It is worth it.
I'm deleting the birthday people.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm deleting the early live TV folks. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we're two people deleting at the same time doesn't work. So I'm just gonna upload the clip again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm on a roll here, so
you can delete all the regular sonic screwdrivers. We're not gonna need them.
You got it. You got it, curator.
Okay, so here's the sonic weapon thing.
Harvey, don't!
Yeah, watch this. Watch this.
That's an awesome scream.
That is at best wearable technology. No higher than that.
How dare you, sir?
Hey, look! I mean, it's basically a flashlight glued onto a claw.
To a claw. Yeah.
Looks like they took a Coke bottle and strapped it to the claw.
A what?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So wearable technology?
How dare you?
I was asking Soda.
Yeah, that's where I would put it. Now you two fight for it.
Well, I'm not gonna fight Snark. He loves this shit.
Yeah, I would put it up at the top of Supersonic. No.
Oh, wow, that's bold.
Harvey, don't!
That's grade A acting. I won't hear of it. I won't hear of it.
Full acting. Great dying acting.
Well, yeah, of course, it's wearable technology. I'm not a fool, but doesn't mean I don't love it more than a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, totally.
And it's definitely not celery.
Actually, I was gonna suggest wearable technology because it's literally a wearable weapon.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
It's almost part of them.
Yeah, it's like built into their armor.
All right, I deleted everything that needs to be deleted, my dude.
Cool. And now we move on to Romana's sonic screwdriver.
Right.
That she had in like a minute-long scene in the Horns of Naimon and barely seen again. Was mentioned in on Big Finish a couple of times, but for the most part, it was just seen in that one scene with the Doctor trying to switch between the two, but failing miserably.
It honestly, it looks more like it looks more like a screwdriver.
Like a real screwdriver?
Like a real screwdriver.
Yeah.
All you need is the tip and you're there.
You get some funky screwdrivers.
Yeah, but like, is it looking like a real screwdriver? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm just saying that's actually one thing I do like about it is it actually physically looks like a screwdriver.
It looks like the 1970s exploded and came back together in screwdriver form.
It is true. That as well.
It was in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we put it?
I would put it in I Love My Sonic Screwdriver, and I'd be putting it right in between the third and fourth Doctors. For me.
Really?
Yeah, I think it looks great.
In good conscience put it that high. I'm sorry.
Okay. So wearable technology then?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
Monsters.
Because again, like I said, it looks like a real screwdriver, which in my opinion is not a very good thing.
It's definitely higher than those clampy thingies.
Yeah. Well,
whoa.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, again, I bring up the second Doctor one. Like, remember where we put this one because of how unimpressive it looks.
Yeah, look how flashy that one looks.
Compared, yeah.
That one looks like it fell off the Partridge Family's bus.
Another Canadian thing?
No, sorry. No, that's more of a pop culture in general thing.
Come on, get happy, 50.
Yeah.
I think
the Partridge Family was a 60s TV show about a family band that traveled in a really, really bright tour bus.
And they had great songs.
Oh, yeah.
And Reuben Kincaid was their manager.
Yeah, Reuben Kincaid, that's right. I think I love you, but what am I supposed to say? Yeah. Oh, yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
Fascinating, gentlemen, but about the screwdriver...
When are we going to do the Partridge Family tier list?
Rank the children.
Bonaducci's going last.
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah, if you want...
Harvey, don't!
I love it.
If you want to put it
I thought that was going to focus you guys.
I was in the middle of telling you where I would be cool with it being.
Oh, sorry, the delay. There was a delay.
No, I'm cool with it being in wearable technology. I'm fine with that.
And you, Snark?
Animals.
Yep. But
yeah, I love it, but if you guys don't love it, it's fine. I get it. Yeah, like I said, where I thought it should be placed. But if you don't, I'll live with wherever you.
Top of wearable.
As long as it's not celery.
So do we meet in the middle right here?
Top of.
I'm saying top of wearable, but
I'm fine with that.
To appease Snark, at least.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool.
You guys aren't gonna like where I'm gonna want to put a bunch of S tier ones.
Oh dear God.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right.
So the squareness gun, or the sonic blaster from Captain Jack Harkness, who used it in The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, and then resurfaced in Silence of the Library with River Song. The same one, in fact.
Oh shit!
Wish I hadn't deleted all the other pictures, but what?
You know what? You told me to delete all the proper ones.
No, I deleted more pictures of this gun from my computer, and now I don't have any to show. That's what I meant.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, I had other pictures of this where we actually do get to see the hilt. It's more, the hilt is actually, it looks wooden, like a wooden hilt. It's really, really cool.
It looks like a steampunk handgun from the late 1800s.
It definitely got that gun vibe for sure.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
It's very gung ho.
On today of all days, 50. How dare you?
No, I'm sorry. That's how I roll. Well, you know what? You know what? Where are you putting this thing?
I'm in the same boat as the last one, like bottom of I love or top of wearable.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. Snark.
I really liked it. I would have it a lot higher on I love my sonic screwdriver.
Where?
I'd put it above the 14th Doctor.
Wow, that high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
I'd say below the 14th. Do I have an agreement from the two of you?
Yeah, it's on a tier I suggested, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And now one that's very unexpected, but so satisfying whenever it pops up. The Sonic lipstick from the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yep.
I love the Sonic lipstick. I just love the idea of the Sonic lipstick. I mean, it's funny when you see it for the first time, but it's actually very practical the way she uses it on the show.
It's the most innocuous one yet.
And, well, there's still hold that thought, Soda. Hold that thought. There's still some more we haven't gone over. But yeah, what do we think of the Sonic lipstick?
I think you know where I'd put it.
I never know with you, Snark. So why don't you just tell me?
That's an S. That's an S tier. That's an S tier Sonic.
I'm actually with him on this.
Cool. I didn't think we were gonna go there, but yeah, it's an S tier.
It's definitely an S tier because of how compact it is, how practical it is,
and whose it is.
Yeah,
also,
of course, yeah. And the one time she almost used it as the real lipstick, and before she caught herself, Sonic needs.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Where in S tier is it?
Oh, that's
I put it below the other two.
Oh, I'd put it smack dab in the middle if it was me.
You know what? I agree with Snark.
Okay.
It's awesome that she had one.
Yeah. And on the same show, we have the phonic disruptor, the stupid ring that Mrs. Wormwood used in the episode to kidnap Ronnie's mom.
This one's easy, isn't it?
I mean, it is a ring, which you know, and you know what that means?
Yeah, it's wearable technology.
It's wearable technology. Do we put
pretty
it
easy?
Below,
pretty easy.
Do we put it below the?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask that because Soda's here. So we're just going to ignore Soda and put it below the Ice Warrior's gun.
That's right. I don't know why you're being ignored, but you are, Soda.
Because he was going to say that it's better than the Ice Warrior's one. Right?
I was not, but I would have been on board anyway. So.
No, but seriously, do you think it's better or worse than the Ice Warriors one? So
he's asking you.
If I'm being honest with you, I think it's better just because to me it's less goofy looking. Wow. That's the whole thing. The song, the fucking clamp thingies. They're just.
But that's the whole point, Soda. I mean, look. It's supposed to look goofy. Come on.
I love it.
Anyways, I'm fine with it there.
I wish I could scream that high pitched. I really do.
You can. You just have to put a C clamp on your testicles.
Yeah.
See, you did it.
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh, okay.
Nowhere near as blood curdlingly.
Now, laser screwdriver. Who'd have Sonic? The Master's laser screwdriver from the season 3 finale and the series 10 finale. This is another prop toy. Again, it doesn't look like a Sonic screwdriver, but it does look like a screwdriver, at least in the context of Doctor Who. Of course, what he used this screwdriver for is another matter altogether. But this just it's one of those, and we do see that a lot with the Master, of like it's like what the Doctor has, only evil and more sinister looking. And I think the design nails that that design philosophy perfectly. You can see here with the 12th Doctor and Missy's umbrella, but the Master's laser screwdriver is front and center. Like it's the best. It's the best looking one out of the three here in this picture. But design-wise, where would we put this?
Well, I like it.
Yep, it's good.
I love Sonic screwdriver area, maybe.
And I love that it's got like the 3. Actually, in this picture it's more like 2, but I think in most pictures it's 3.
Yeah, you can see 3 there.
Prongs.
It
uses to attack with. And it's got the very cool sound effect where he pulls it out, the screwdriver with the top half extends a bit. So yeah. That also counts as part of the design. So is it an A tier or an S tier?
I'd say A.
Okay.
But again, I wouldn't be upset if it was in the S either.
I don't mind it in the S tier at all, because I also would have had the 14th or 13th Doctors up there as well. But if I had, if it's S tier, it's would be towards the bottom of S tier. But yeah, I do really like it.
I agree. It kind of looks like a precursor to the 11th,
Hmm.
but I think the 11th one looks cooler. So, bottom of S.
Sure.
The sonic modulator from the Torchwood episode Fragments. This is the device that got Tosh the job at Torchwood.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's pretty much heavily stated in the episode. She built that from scraps. So, there's not really much you can judge by in this one image. Or the clip that I may have deleted.
Hmm.
She did a good job.
She did a good job. It got her the job in Torchwood. That's how good of a job she did. But
I wouldn't put it high for sure.
me neither. Wearable or celery?
Yeah, I think it's wearable technology.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Just because it.
But it's not like I dislike it. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's just compared to other Sonics, quote unquote. It's very
Meh. Below the stupid ring thing, or
you can put it above the ring.
I mean, it's not beating the Ice Warrior's weapon, but still.
Nope, not in a million years.
whatever.
Why do you hate Ice Warrior, Soda?
I don't hate Ice
right.
Warriors. I just think that is so fucking
every
tacky
time
looking.
we talk about Ice Warriors on this show, you make fun of them.
What has the Ice Warriors done to you?
A lot of stuff. I just think that particular design right there for those Sonic thingies just looks fucking weak.
Remember,
Canadians, we have to stick together with our Ice Warriors.
Listen, Soda, this design predates the sonic screwdriver itself. Okay? It came before this thing.
Okay.
So,
which was celery.
yeah.
Looks goofy. Sorry.
You know what? Whatever. Let's move on. Sonic Pin.
This is what's her face from Partners in Crime, right?
Yeah. From Miss Foster.
Yes.
Now, this one, I think, gets points for looking like a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Sonic part of it is kind of hidden. And I do appreciate that. It's not trying to be a sonic screwdriver. It's not trying to look sci-fi. It's not even trying to... it's more like the lipstick, which it's trying to conceal something. But unlike the Sonic's lipstick, it can actually be used as a pen. But, you know, it's also Sonic. A little bit. To a degree. What do we say about it, though?
I mean, in all honesty, if we put the lipstick in S tier, this one deserves to be S tier as well, because it checks off all the same boxes. And it actually has the added benefit, as you said, of actually being a pen.
I don't think it's a good point for it being an S, but I would be fine if it was very high on the A.
It's not an S tier. Sarah Jane did not have
Thank
that
you.
pen. A would be fine. There's nothing very exciting about it except how Sonic it is.
Yeah. Where would you put it, Snark?
I put it behind Captain Jack's gun, personally.
Wow, really? Oh,
Fight.
And what?
Fight.
I
Where would you have it?
don't know. Somewhere down the middle of A.
Oh, so right where I said.
And since sort of,
True.
I was gonna put it, below 4th or below 3.
Oh,
So-
really? I'm fine with that.
And since Soda said S, the democratic thing to no, wait
I'm
a
good.
minute.
Yeah,
Oh.
put it as.
What has happened?
The
No,
democratic thing to do would be to put it here.
I'm good with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Still
Even my
no
mouse wanted to
hype.
put it in S.
Yeah.
Now here's something that definitely probably would be put in S. River Song Screwdriver.
Yep.
See it in the library 2-parter, and we see it in the wedding of the husbands of River Song. I really like this. I love how much it looks like the 10th Doctor's one, yet still different enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Snark, you and I talked about this. I
Mhm.
love the little ring at the bottom to
It's
put
great.
the pinky finger.
That's what I was going
Make
to
it-
ask. If that's what that does.
You know what?
I was going to ask if that's what that does.
Yeah, you see it in the library episode. She just put the pinky finger in the ring, and it's easier to grip it that way. So, of course, because of the overly designed aspect of it, because the episodes it was featured in, and because of the characters associated with, it's got to be an S, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
100%. That goes without saying.
But I still said it anyway.
You monster.
Yes.
How does that make me a monster?
I don't know how the world works. I just
Me neither.
relate. I just relate it to everybody else.
Where in the S?
I'd
I'd say
put it
above the
above that
master.
one. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I think
for
that's right. I think that's a good spot for it, actually, right there.
Cool.
Yep.
For once, we're all in agreement.
Right beside her husband.
Well,
One of them.
half the people on the list are her husband.
Her main one.
The one she actually got married to.
Yes.
Although, did they really get married?
Ooh.
Because,
Okay, 50.
alternate timeline and whatever. You know what? Sonic
have-
King. I like it, Sonic King. Just for the fact that the Doctor had the audacity to make this stupid thing.
Yeah.
And the way he pulls it out in the episode is just hilarious. What do we think of the Sonic game?
Well, it's definitely ballsy as well.
Yep.
There's audacity to it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Never knowingly be serious, is what he said.
Hmm.
What do we do with it, though?
I don't know.
Do you put this in the same area as the pen?
I think the usage of this thing was funnier than the pen, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe this one should go above 14.
Above 14.
Yeah. That we have never seen.
Hmm.
Do you agree, Soda?
I'll have to because I have not seen this in action. Just like I haven't
It's
seen.
been Let's Kill Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! That's right. Yeah,
Let me
definitely
see if
put
I
it above.
Hold on, let me see if I have the clip. If I haven't deleted it yet. Sonic Troll. Nope, I deleted it.
No
Fudge.
All good. Yeah, nope. Definitely put it up there then.
All right. So between 14th and the War Doctor.
I think that's good.
I think we might have something to join the second Doctor in Celery. The Sonic Probe, the thing that Amy Pond made in that one episode.
Yeah.
It's fun that she made it.
Yeah.
Kudos to
She
her.
only used it the one time
Yeah.
ish.
If it has to go celery, like it, yeah, there's nothing much to it. But if it has to go celery, I'd put it at the top of celery.
The top of Celery above the actual screwdriver.
Yes.
Because yeah, I'd say because it's actually got a design to it.
Someone who had no business ever making one made one.
All right, fine. I guess I'm outvoted here.
And that's perfectly okay.
Yep.
And speaking of wearable technology, how about
Yeah.
the thing that originated the line, wearable technology, the Sonic glasses. People
Yeah,
hated
well,
it when
yeah.
it first when it first was a thing.
If we were
But I
ranking this
think
on just awesomeness alone, this is definite S tier on awesomeness.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I fucking love the concept of Sonic sunglasses.
If we're ranking this on laziness, it's also right up there.
it's not laziness. It's smart budgeting.
That's true.
Yeah.
They know how to stretch a dollar.
Yeah, I mean this show is literally famous for it.
Yep.
Case in point, this thing.
Yes. Oh, you played the wrong one. I was hoping you'd show the tinfoil.
Oh, you mean this?
Harvey, don't!
Wow.
So good.
I just love playing these clips that make Snark so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, clips like
Oh,
a new body at last.
I'm not gonna lie, every time I hear that clip, I do think of Snark.
a new body at last.
New body at last.
Oh my god.
And so
Found
the
a
head
way.
left
We
the
found a
building.
way. We
I
found a
don't
way.
know. I'm still
Straight
here.
him
I'm
up.
literally just going right there to get a drink.
No, attaboy.
All right, so we had our laugh, and so did Stephen Moffat with the Sonic glasses.
Yeah.
What do we say about them now, though?
I think it's self-explanatory to me.
Wearable technology?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have it in wearable technology.
You know what? Because Soda said it's an automatic S. which I
Oh no
agree
no no
with.
no 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 no! You misunderstood what I misunderstood what I said.
Oh,
What I said was just based on awesomeness alone, because I love the concept of it. It's an S tier.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say it was S tier. I'm perfect. Like to me, in reality, it's mid. I'm just saying I just love the goofy concept of the sunglasses. No, it's definitely wearable technology.
I'm willing to be bold,
oh boy.
make a bold offer,
Okay.
and put it above the Ice Warriors.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm good with that.
Oh, cool.
It
I
should
was
be.
worried about Snark more than anything else.
No. It should be the one that represents the one the
Wearable
tier
technology.
is named after.
100%.
Which is weird because the doctor that originated the line, I love my sonic screwdriver, is in the wrong tier.
Well, that's how things go.
And speaking of other random objects becoming sonic for no good reason, Sonic Trowel,
Yeah.
the Husbands of River Song.
Yes.
She also used in the River Song Big Finish series.
Well,
But
she's an
even the
archaeologist.
doctor thinks it looks ridiculous.
Well, she's an archaeologist.
So she's got to have a troll, right?
Exactly.
And why not make it Sonic? And you know
It's
what
like-
else?
It's like you
the
and your
episode-
screwdriver.
What?
It's an in-universe version of your sonic screwdriver with the screwdriver.
Yeah. And except it's also a weapon in addition to being Sonic.
Exactly.
Kind of breaks away from the whole point of being a Sonic screwdriver, but it's not a Sonic screwdriver, so it's fine. What do we think of the Sonic Trowel? Where should? I mean, it doesn't look like a very practical trowel,
No.
but it does look like a trowel. Which is more than can be said for the Sonic screwdrivers themselves.
It looks trowel-ish. There's no pitch to it. It's straight, so it's more like almost like an ice chipper than a trowel.
To quote
A
Yeah,
pie
yeah.
server. It could have been the Sonic Pie server.
MGF, it's mid.
Yeah, it's a little mid. I was thinking. Now hear me out. I was thinking it would be a wearable technology to top of celery.
Wow, that low.
I'd think low.
Soda.
I mean, I would definitely say wearable technology. Just not as low to be celery, though.
Me neither.
Where was your original thoughts of putting it 50?
I would say about the ring.
I would say the middle of wearable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you originally thinking maybe in the A tier, the I love my sonic screwdriver tier, or were you always thinking
No,
maybe
not so
wearable
much.
technology? Yeah.
Not so much. It doesn't look cool enough to be worthy of that tier.
No.
So right
It's fine
here.
there. I think that works.
Yeah.
Now Missy's Sonic umbrella.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now she had an umbrella for a couple of episodes, but she only used the Sonic parts of it in her final 2 episodes. But again, just like the pen, it doesn't look Sonic until activated. And unlike the pen, it doesn't even light up. It's just a regular umbrella that just goes Sonic.
I mean,
Does the umbrella part work?
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
I
like
love
the
that
pen,
Missy
right?
has a Sonic umbrella. That is just so Missy.
Of course it is.
But I don't know, man. That doesn't sound exciting.
Yeah, and again, it's just like the Sonic glasses. It's like they didn't make the effort to actually construct a prop. It's a regular wearable everyday item that just happens to be Sonic, like the glasses.
Yeah.
So it's easier to use, and it also fits with her character. So based on that alone, it cannot be any of the upper half of the tiers. It's got to be in one of the 2 bottom ones. And it's definitely not a celery. Let's be real here.
No,
Yeah.
I would put it just below the trowel, actually.
Below the trowel.
I'm fine there. I'm fine just above. I just don't think it's as good as like the Ice Warriors.
Of course it is.
I have no choice but to agree.
Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging that. I would say either below or above the trowel. So we're both saying.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
was there.
I'm good there.
That's good.
All right. Second to last, we're back to the master with the laser screwdriver, except this time it's from the Time War. It's the War Master's laser screwdriver, the Derek Jacobi War Master. Here's a good look at a prop that someone made.
Oh,
this is
that looks awesome.
Exclusively a Big Finish thing. This thing looks amazing.
Agreed.
This looks awesome. And of course, it's used by Derek Jacobi's master. So
it has that classic top and stuff like that too. Like it looks like classic series screwdrivers. And
It does.
This one has light.
Yeah, and you know what else? It kind of reminds me of that character from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania that has like the head that shoots lasers out of it.
Oh, sure.
And again, it's a laser screwdriver, so that's not even, you never see it because it's an audio, but you can imagine it, and it's cool.
Yeah,
you can imagine that that's the function of how the laser part works. I'm saying this belongs in S tier.
Yep, I have zero problems with that.
Yeah, I got no problems with it either.
But where?
You know, even at the bottom of S tier isn't a.
I think personally, I think it looks better than the John Sim.
I was gonna say the same thing. I would put it just above him.
Yep, sounds good.
But it's not as good as River Songs.
No.
No.
Let's not get crazy.
And the last one, which is mainly just here for the joke aspect, it's Iris Wild Time's Sonic Corkscrew.
Oh my god.
S tier.
What?
Who is this?
Iris Wild Time. Transtemporal Adventurous.
Okay.
Look at him, so lost, Snark. Look
Very
at
much
his
so.
lost face.
It's an S tier.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, the joke is an S tier joke, but still, I mean, it's.
It can do Sonic things and get you hammered. That's S tier to me.
I mean, that's a big part of her character, but
Mhm.
it doesn't try to look sci-fi-ish like the Trowel, at least. So
Well, I don't know.
It's a pretty good looking corkscrew.
I don't know about that. Just because looking at the shaft, it looks so much like this.
Yeah. Plus, you could also stab somebody with it if she really.
So I'd say it's in between looking like a Sonic and not looking like a Sonic. Like I'd say it's right in the middle.
all right.
I'd say
Because honestly, if all you saw was the top part, then yeah, I'd agree. But because if you take a look at the shaft, it looks a little too much like this.
Whoa.
All right, cool. I can see that point. But I still don't think it's an S.
Yeah, no. If it's not an S, then I'd be happy with it at the bottom of I love my Sonic screwdriver.
Yeah,
The
I'd go
bottom?
with that. I'm good with that.
I would say above the 14th, and even above the Sonic game.
You're gonna put it that high up? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it because I really
Sure.
enjoyed it.
You agree?
When we were covering it, that's the one that I kept thinking about.
If
Even
you
though it was
both
the last one.
both say so, then I will agree. As long as it's not above
right
this.
below the War Doctor one. And there you have it.
Great.
The definitive list of Sonic devices ring. Of course, we haven't done every Sonic device. Some of the ones I thought were redundant, I did not include. Just the ones that fit a list like this.
I think it's good.
Perfect.
Yep. No last minute details and changes and whatnot.
Nope. You have to just before we go on, please explain me what's with the Sonic corkscrew. I would like to know.
I mean, it's
Cliff
Iris.
notes, please.
What?
Cliff notes.
Iris Wildtime. She's a character that's basically designed to be a spoof parody of the Doctor without actually being a spoof parody of the Doctor. She's a character in her own right, but I mean, like, she's a female time lady from the bottom side of Gallifrey. She travels time in a time machine that just happens to look like a double-decker bus. She's got a companion who is a sentient, talking panda plushie. She's got a sonic screwdriver, and she always regenerates into famous actresses.
Really?
Which is how they got away with the fact that she's basically played by Katie Manning the whole time. But yeah, there was also a Shirley Bassey version. There was a Jane Fonda version. And yeah, a couple of other ones. But for the most part, yeah, Katie Manning is the main look for this character.
That is awesome.
So yeah. But you know what? About Iris Wildtime, that is a story for another time.
I like how you got there. I was like, how is he going to end this?
Yeah, I was kind of lost for a second myself, but I got there in the end. So who wants to go plugs first?
Hell, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm on the thing
Go ahead.
first. Okay. Well, you guys can see me weekends on Let's Get Ready Network with LGRN after Snark. Over on the highlights channel for LGRN, the Starting 11, the English Premier League podcast that we do with Adelia and I, talking about the world of English football, not to be compared with the American / Canadian style.
Football.
American / Canadian stuff. And I guess I'm also doing Loki reviews over on the channel with Danny, Adelia, and Josh. But the week this comes out, the Rewatchers Council should be dropping. That's our episode by episode rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Be out, Halloween week. I think it's Wednesdays. That's it for me.
Nice. And as for me, you can find me over my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me on this channel doing the usual shenanigans of 50. You can find me whenever we're both available, just talking wrestling over on the Soda and Wrestling Network. Otherwise, you can pretty much find me enjoying semi-retirement from the podcasting life. So, yeah.
Alrighty, and you can find me talking even more Doctor Who on my own YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Geek, where I do weekly reviews of every single Doctor Who episode from 1963 all the way up to 2022. And you can also find me every Monday on this show and every Thursday on Fun with Flags with this wonderful gentleman to my top right-ish. And you can also check out all these wonderful shows and channels on the Benverse, like Something to Talk About, Galaxy Geeks, Multiverse of Geekdom, Movie Lovers Unite, The Midnight Cinema, 8-Time Reviews, and of course, In the Front Row, which is not pictured on this picture. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Next month, we've got a brand new topic that I am hesitant to reveal just yet because I still have yet to sign the guest for next week, so I might actually end up changing the topic again. So just letting you know offhand before that. Yeah, so stay tuned for next month. And until the next one, in the words of Missy herself,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Goodbye, everybody.